Every generation of boxing has that one fight. A fight that feels bigger than titles, bigger than rankings, bigger than paychecks. A fight where greatness collides with greatness, and the outcome rewrites history. That fight might be Canelo Álvarez versus Terence "Bud" Crawford. On September 13th, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, 70,000 fans, Mexican Independence Weekend, becomes the stage for one of the boldest challenges we've ever seen. The undisputed super middleweight king, Canelo Álvarez, defends his throne against the man many call the most skilled fighter alive, the unbeaten three-division undisputed champion, Terence Crawford. On the surface, it looks simple. Canelo is the bigger man, stronger, proven at 168. Crawford is daring to jump 2 divisions. But fights are never that simple, because boxing isn't just about size. It's about timing. It's about strategy. It's about adapting when everything is on the line. And if there's one fighter who thrives in chaos, who studies storms until he bends them to his will, it's Terence Crawford. This isn't just another big event. This is a fight that could redefine how we talk about greatness itself. Canelo Álvarez's rise is straight out of a boxing fairy tale. Born in Guadalajara, Mexico, he grew up the youngest of 8 siblings. His family ran a modest business, and boxing wasn't just sport. It was a path out. At just 15 years old, Canelo turned professional. A baby-faced kid with freckles, fiery red hair, and a nickname that made people chuckle. Canelo. Cinnamon. Back then, nobody could have predicted he'd become the face of global boxing. But step by step, Canelo climbed. He beat seasoned veterans like Carlos Baldomir, learned from crafty champions like Shane Mosley, and took on legendary Miguel Cotto. Then came the trilogy that defined an era. Canelo versus Gennady Golovkin. 36 rounds of war, brutality, controversy, and ultimately, respect. That rivalry hardened Canelo, forcing him to dig deeper than ever before. But his most important lesson came earlier, against Floyd Mayweather Jr. At just 23 years old, Canelo was humbled. Floyd schooled him with defense, timing, and angles. For many young fighters, that kind of loss is career derailing. But for Canelo, it was fuel. He studied, he evolved, and he became better. Fast forward, and Canelo made history at super middleweight, the first man to ever unify all 4 belts at 168. His run was merciless. Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant, all champions, all broken down and defeated. Yes, his attempt to move up against Dimitri Bivol at light heavyweight ended in disappointment, but that was a bigger man. At 168, this is Canelo's house, his empire, his kingdom. And on September 13th, he's defending it with all the pride of Mexico behind him. If Canelo's story is one of destiny, Terence Crawford's is one of defiance. Born in Omaha, Nebraska, Crawford didn't come from a boxing city. There was no golden legacy of champions before him. What he had instead was raw talent, relentless determination, and an iron will. Crawford's path to greatness is astonishing. At lightweight 135, he unified the belts. At junior welterweight 140, he did it again, becoming undisputed. At welterweight 147, he climbed to the top, culminating in a showdown with Errol Spence Jr. That night against Spence was more than a fight. It was a coronation. Crawford switched stances effortlessly, controlled distance with a sniper's jab, and turned Spence's aggression against him. He dropped Spence 3 times and finished him in the 9th. It wasn't just victory, it was dominance. That win made Crawford the first male boxer of the 4-belt era to become undisputed in 2 weight classes. But Crawford wasn't satisfied. He wanted more. He wanted the impossible. No man has ever been undisputed in 4 divisions. For Crawford to achieve it, he has to conquer the king of 168, the face of boxing itself, Canelo Álvarez. Let's size it up. Canelo Álvarez, age 34, height 5'8", reach 70 inches, record 62-2, natural super middleweight. Terence Crawford, age 37, height 5'8", reach 74 inches, record 41-0, career welterweight, moving up 2 divisions. On paper, the edge is clear. Canelo is stockier, more powerful, proven against true 168-pounders. Crawford has never fought above 147. But paper doesn't fight. Styles do. Boxing isn't math. It's chemistry. Styles make fights, and this one is fascinating. Canelo Álvarez fights like a stalking predator. He cuts off the ring with subtle footwork, stays compact behind a high guard, and explodes with short, devastating combinations. His greatest weapon? That thunderous left hook to the body. It's ruined careers, broken ribs, ended fights. Terence Crawford is the ultimate tactician. He starts slow, not because he's lazy, but because he's studying. The first 2 rounds, that's his lab. He collects data. Once he downloads your rhythm, he takes control. Crawford's secret weapon is his ability to switch stances mid-combination. Orthodox, southpaw. You never know what's coming. That unpredictability forces opponents to hesitate, and in boxing, hesitation kills. So what happens when Canelo's pressure meets Crawford's adaptability? If Canelo cuts the ring and digs to the body, Crawford's legs could fade. But if Crawford controls range and punishes mistakes, Canelo could find himself chasing shadows. This isn't just a brawl. This is chess at the highest level. But boxing isn't only physical, it's psychological. Canelo walks into every fight as the superstar, the A-side, the man opponents are already half-beaten against before the bell rings. But Crawford, he's ice cold, unshakable. He doesn't care about the bright lights. He doesn't care about the money. What he cares about is proving he's the best fighter alive. The press conferences show us the pride on the line, the stares, the shoves. Canelo sees himself as the king of boxing. Crawford sees himself as the pound-for-pound king. On September 13th, one of them has to break. Canelo's strengths: devastating body attack, iron chin and proven durability, experience at the weight. Canelo's weaknesses: struggles against movers, can fade in later rounds, sometimes predictable with power shots. Crawford's strengths: master of adjustments, elite counterpunching, ability to switch stances seamlessly. Crawford's weaknesses: starts slow, often giving away early rounds, never tested at 168 pounds, can be hit clean before adjusting. Keys to victory: for Canelo, cut off the ring, invest in the body early, make it a physical fight. For Crawford, control distance, use angles, don't let Canelo set his feet. History has seen daring moves like this before. In 1980, Roberto Duran, a lightweight legend, moved up to challenge Sugar Ray Leonard at welterweight. Everyone said Duran was too small. He outbrawled Leonard and shocked the world. In 2008, Manny Pacquiao jumped from lightweight to face the much bigger Oscar de la Hoya. People feared for his safety. Pacquiao didn't just win, he dominated, launching a second career at welterweight. Go back further. Henry Armstrong, one of boxing's immortals, held titles simultaneously at featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight. Smaller men daring to climb mountains is woven into boxing's history. Crawford is chasing that same legacy, but unlike those legends, he's aiming to do it in the four-belt era, against an active, undisputed champion. And let's not forget the stage. Las Vegas, Allegiant Stadium, Mexican Independence Weekend. For Canelo, this isn't just a fight, it's tradition. Mexican Independence Weekend is his annual showcase. The crowd will be draped in red, white, and green. The energy, electric. For Crawford, it's walking into enemy territory. But Bud has never been rattled. In fact, he relishes silencing hostile crowds. The atmosphere will add fuel to the fire. This isn't just boxing. This is culture, pride, national identity. This fight is about more than belts. It's about immortality. For Canelo, a win proves he's still the face of boxing. That even as critics whisper he's slowing down, he remains untouchable at 168. Beat Crawford, and his case as the greatest Mexican fighter of all time strengthens. For Crawford, this is about doing the impossible, becoming the first fighter ever to be undisputed in 4 divisions. If he wins, he doesn't just join the conversation of all-time greats, he may end it. So here we are, 2 champions, 2 legacies, 1 night in Las Vegas that could change boxing forever. If Canelo wins, the king stays the king. Power, size, and experience prove too much. If Crawford wins, history is made. 4-division undisputed, a feat never seen before, and maybe never seen again. This isn't just a fight, it's a clash of eras, of styles, of pride. On September 13th, when the bell rings at Allegiant Stadium, history won't just be written, it'll be rewritten. So fight fans, who do you think takes it? Canelo's power or Crawford's precision? Drop your predictions in the comments. Smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more breakdowns. Because when greatness collides under the lights of Vegas, we all win.